selfie of us to post.
That's fine.
Okay. So I'm gonna post this.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask people to send in their questions. As the questions come in, we'll look through them and give people advice. But I think first we should catch up.
Okay. I think also...
Unless you don't want to.
No, I want to. I want to know, because I can tell you're going through some stuff. So I know that you've been celibate for a little bit.
Yeah.
I know that you've been feeling some stress.
Yeah.
I know that
I'm horny as fuck.
you're horny as fuck.
I thought being celibate was gonna like take me down a notch on the terms of like
It takes a couple years. So, and plus, how old are you?
a couple years.
How old are you? How old
How
are
old do
you?
you think I am?
27.
29.
There you go. Okay, so you're starting to lower your testosterone. So that's going to be a thing, right? Trying to be celibate when your raging hormones are raging. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's that. So you're fighting against Mother Nature, who says, go procreate, plant those seeds, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So you're fighting against that. So you need to kind of give it a year to stop fighting it, and then 2 years to altogether be like, I'm good. I know. You have to understand, though, you're a biological body designed to procreate. Going celibate at this age, it takes a couple years to adjust to changing your programming.
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
What would be wrong with you having sex?
I know.
No, that's the question. What would be wrong with you having sex?
When I am having sex, I just have so much anxiety
Why?
because so much can go wrong.
So performance anxiety,
Performance anxiety, pregnancy,
right?
STI,
Sure.
attachment.
If you do it more than twice.
Yeah. But I don't want us to go bang bang. Okay, peace out.
I mean, what's wrong with that? You're talking to the dating coach who says body count doesn't matter. What is wrong with enjoying your body in a here today, gone tomorrow scenario? I understand the fears. The fears can be mitigated by facts. The fact is, we both showed our testing before we did it. The fact is, we maybe doubled up on birth control. You said you're taking the pill, but I'm also going to wear a condom.
Yeah.
And the fact is, with the performance anxiety, I mean, if she's got an ounce of understanding, if she's like making out with you and she goes down there to start giving you, I mean, what can I say here? Anything?
Definitely not that.
Beep beep.
Head.
Beep beep. So she's on your face and she goes down there to do beep beep with her mouth. And then you go, whoa. If she has an ounce of understanding, she's going to go back up to your face, start over. That's going to re-engage because we took the focus off that. So when that re-engages, she'll go back down there and start re-engaging that.
What do you think about me like telling people about it first? Like, hey, you're great. Sometimes I go so.
No.
No.
There's no need to. Because what if you don't?
I mean, that's like winning the lottery.
Isn't that often?
Until I don't know. This is why I go through this. Is because like I'm thinking way too much.
I get that.
Just
Let me ask you this. Does it happen more frequently with a one-night stand or with a regular partner?
With a one night stand. But I think it's if I'm willing to like ask for what I want and be present. Oh, I'm like what's a really hard thing? Rock?
Okay. So, you're an anxious person.
Yeah.
You have to reduce your anxiety. But there's 4 things to do with your brain so that you're engaging your brain instead of constantly fighting your brain. So when you get antsy and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore, here's the second one. Thank you for my body. Thank you for my health. Thank you for this gorgeous hair.
Can I think of a couple things to be thankful for before you continue?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Thank you for Chantal being here. Thank you for this delicious drink. And thank you for all the hot girls who are going to DM me after this video goes up.
I guess we'll edit out the part about your day.
Okay, first one. How do I increase my aura? Oof.
Interesting question. I've never had that one.
Do you know what aura is?
I do. Do?
I think you're thinking of like aura, like that's what the kids are saying these days.
So your aura is your energy.
Like, aura is like when you walk into a room. Here's the best way. Your aura is when you walk into a room. How many people take note that you just entered the room?
Yeah. So, your aura is your confidence. So how do you increase your confidence?
It's not even your confidence.
It's your presence. It's the Marilyn Monroe.
It's how other people, like, that's the thing. Bro, if you want to increase your aura, that's already like minus 100 aura. Because I feel like...
Because you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
So, the answer is, you have to develop the art of fuck you.
The art of
fuck you, I don't care.
Yeah.
Can you think of me when I walk into a room? I own my space.
Yeah.
And that's all I need to do is own my space.
Yeah.
And when you have the confidence to own your space, do you know what I do in a club when some guy comes up rubbing against me? I put a flat hand against his chest and I go push back until I get that distance, and then I take the finger and I do a further push, and then I do this in their face because I own my space. Notice how when I say that my confidence goes up. Notice how I just kind of puffed out like that. What you say to yourself, man.
Sorry.
I know. They're fabulous. So.
Okay, this person says, I was in a very toxic relationship that almost led to a restraining order due to him not letting me leave his house and 2 weeks of spam calling from different numbers. I want to start dating again, but I'm struggling to move forward when my previous situation was so traumatic. How do I get over my toxic ex?
So, I have 2 books that can help with that. One is Comeback Queen, which is getting over a breakup. And the other is No More Assholes, which is setting boundaries. So, the greatest fear she should have is of picking someone like that again, because she's shown herself that she's capable of doing that. Yeah. So she needs to get stronger with her boundaries. Yeah.
I'm going to step out of giving advice here because I'm not over my toxic ex yet. So let's just listen.
So using the no kissing for 3 months dating rule, even as she's working on her healing, means I'm not going to end up with another loser because I didn't observe him long enough to see what kind of personality he had.
But how do you know?
Observation. So.
Or what if I can't trust my own judgment anymore?
No kissing for 3 months, and you gotta read this.
What if I'm broke?
Science. I'll send you a copy. You can trust.
Listen to science. What does science say?
Science says, why do corporations wait 3 months before giving benefits? Because the science says that people who are hiding behind a facade, you ask, what's the question to ask? It's not the question to ask. It's looking for what they let slip. Because if you ask a question, they're going to give you the answer they think is going to work for you. So it's not asking the questions, it's observing the behaviors and looking for inconsistencies.
Yeah.
I said I'm a calm person, but when I'm in traffic, I pound the steering wheel. That's an inconsistency.
Pounding the steering wheel could lead to...
I was gonna say like physical abuse, no.
Alright, this one is, I'm so tired of dating apps. How can I put myself out there to meet people without being on apps? Or as I call them, craps.
It's a hit and run flirting technique.
It's a what?
Hit and run.
Hit and run.
Hit and run. So basically what you want to do is open doors, create opportunities, and see who's interested. So as a woman,
Yeah.
because there's two different ways to do this. So as a woman, I can go up to you and touch you, and that's going to snap you into me because it breaks the bubble between the two of us. And you as a male, you're very much looking for female touch.
Yeah.
So I'm going to touch you. You're going to look at me, and I'm going to go, hey, something smart and witty. And then you go, huh.
How would you, can we have like a script?
Okay.
How do I know what to say? Like if I'm a hot dude at a cafe that you want to approach,
Yeah.
what are you going to say to me?
I'm going to come up and I'm going to touch you.
You're going to just right away.
Just do that. And then you're going to turn, look at me, and I'm going to go, I don't know where you got your shoes, but definitely not at the thrift store because nobody would ever throw those out.
Wow.
Is that good?
I think if a random hot person came up and touched me, I would just like come.
Yeah, even with your dysfunction.
What I'm seeing that you're saying is that you have to think of something that's applies to the moment. There's no like, hey, pickup line. Like you like my shoes, so you're gonna say something about that.
Well, I mean, maybe you have a line locked and loaded. That works. I don't know.
Yeah, what I always say is that I'll never lie when trying to approach somebody because I don't want to start any sort of interaction on like fabrication. Like I won't compliment your shoes to talk to you. What? Oh, I won't compliment your shoe. Why do you have a bag with a shoe in it?
Because these are Manolos. You think I'm gonna walk on the streets with these?
They're white.
Manolos.
Oh, are those expensive?
These are my Sex in the City moment.
Oh, see, like if I saw you wearing those shoes, I wouldn't. Okay.
I love that you brought up shoes. I gotta put these babes on. I'm sorry.
So if I saw you wearing those shoes,
Yeah.
personally,
Yeah.
I don't like them.
You won't like them.
So I wouldn't come up to you and say, oh, hey, nice shoes.
Right. But you probably like the earrings, though. The difference between a male and female pickup is that I start with a touch.
Okay, what does a dude start with?
You have to make me laugh. Because we are so used to males coming up to us with the intention to take. Let me take your information. What's your name? Where are you from? We're being talked at.
Yeah.
But what we appreciate is an engagement that is amusing. So if your first interaction makes me laugh or smile,
Yeah.
especially laugh, smile, I'm like, you got another 2 seconds, but laugh, you got another 10.
Mm-hmm. So I should like take a comedy class or something.
If you need to. Do you think you need to?
No, I can, I'm really good at making people laugh when I'm not fucking nervous.
Right.
But like, if you tell me go make that girl laugh,
Yeah.
I probably just like walk over and like fart or something, I don't know.
I mean, I would laugh.
Yeah, you're special. And then at the end, whose job is it to exchange information?
So I say, I love this conversation. I'd love to continue, but I have to go. I have a meeting. Let's grab a coffee later. How about I give you my information? Because I just made it clear. I'm available. The door's open. You're welcome to step through. Here's my data. If you're interested, you'll reach out, but I'm not chasing after you.
You're giving them the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good move. Because also, I think, especially as a dude approaching a woman, if I was a woman and a random guy approached me, even if he was really funny, I might feel uncomfortable giving him my info.
Right.
It's like, I give you my number, now you can just fucking call me. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But here's my Instagram, here's my phone number. Text me, call me. Let's do something. Get out of there. Run. And cry in the bathroom and overthink about it for the next 30 minutes. So, next question. 18-year-old male. I get way too attached too fast to obvious red flags, but I kind of fuck with it.
Right. I wonder if he's having sex. So, like, that's a good question, isn't it? Is he like not having sex and then having sex and getting attached? Or is he just laying eyes on people and getting attached?
I think maybe, well, like to me, sometimes if somebody love bombs me, I get attached to them right away. But I know it's a red flag and I know it's wrong, but I still go for it.
And then, so that's your imagination at play too, right? So sometimes what we do, the brain has the ability to fill in gaps. So I don't know if you've ever done this, but write like a paragraph where the words are misspelled and you're reading it seamlessly.
Oh, yeah.
Because your brain is filling in gaps. And so sometimes what people will do will take these little bits of information, like she talked to me here, she touched my arm there, she complimented me there. And then it'll create a whole story with all these gaps filled in that she likes me so much.
And that she's the one.
And they get attached to the story.
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you, like, let's say I go on a first date with somebody. Because, like, me, it's like, if somebody's showing me consistent attention, I'm like head over heels. Even if it's like we've only talked online, I'm like, I'm gonna marry this person and we're gonna have children. But then I meet them in person, and then I get brought back down to reality because all those gaps that I filled are now filled by the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
I think.
And you're disappointed.
Not disappointed. I'm like, I wish I didn't, romanticize the situation for a month. But I don't know how to not do that.
So, I say life begins when you ask the right question. So the question to ask yourself is, what is reality? And sometimes what you need to do is write down exactly what reality is. We talked on this date for this amount of time. This was the tone of the conversation. Because if you tell yourself they find me interesting and handsome, but they never said that, it's not reality yet.
Can I just ask somebody, like, hey, you think I'm hot?
As a male, no. As a female, yes.
Why can't I do it?
Because confidence is the sexiest trait.
Oh.
And weirdly enough.
Me asking you if I'm hot is like minus 1,000 aura.
And for me, it's minus 100. Because insecurity in women is more accepted than insecurity in men.
So, I have a massive crush on my best friend. We've been super close for years, but I've never wanted to tell them because it might ruin what we have. He also has a girlfriend.
Oh.
Should I make a move?
Absolutely not.
No.
You're not being a friend. You're not being a friend. Friend is a verb. If I'm your friend, I support your decisions. So me trying to pull you away from a decision that you made to be with that person is not me being a friend.
But what if my friend knew that I liked them, maybe they would reconsider their decision.
Their decision to be with someone else?
Maybe in their end, there's no possibility of us ever being together, but they've also always wanted to be with me. This is the delusion that goes on in my head.
Okay, so here's the question that you asked them. And you gotta do it a certain way.
Okay.
You gotta do it like, it's no big deal. And you pick a moment where it's like, easy breezy, loosey, casual. And then you go, hey Derek, you ever thought about us in a relationship?
No, what the fuck?
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, that's so weird. That'd be so weird.
Yeah.
So do you notice how I waited for your reaction?
Yeah.
And then I went with it.
Yeah. That's a good move.
Now, let's do it a different way. Let's do it the other way. Hey, Derek. Do you ever think about us in a relationship?
Yeah, I've thought about it.
Yeah, I've thought about it too.
But more so like us just like fucking and that's it.
That happens.
Oh, Jesus, this is long. I was in a very serious relationship of 4 years until we broke up because I cheated on her with a close friend. Maybe this is the same two people. I know I'm an asshole and it was nothing personal against my ex. It felt very out of character for me. I'm in therapy now and trying to unpack everything. I want to start dating again, but I have a dilemma. I've always been an honest person. And I'm curious if this is something I should tell my future dates or just lie about my last breakup.
So you don't have to answer an unasked question.
Yeah. If you show up on the first date and say, oh yeah, by the way, I cheated on my last girlfriend, the spaghetti. Yeah.
Are you trying to set me up for when you're gonna cheat on me? It's a red flag.
So what if, for example, somebody was to say, so like, have you ever cheated on somebody? What should he say?
Then you say, I did. I cheated on my ex. It ruined our relationship. I was like, what the fuck did I do? I needed to unpack this. I got in therapy. This is what I figured out. And you have to have that this is what I figured out.
Yeah.
Because if the conversation, ladies pay attention, if the conversation ends in, I've got therapy, therapy doesn't mean change. It doesn't mean I figured anything out. It doesn't mean I understood anything. It means I paid money and showed up at an office with somebody who had a piece of paper behind their head that said, trust me, bro, I know what I'm doing. But it doesn't mean that the person they went to actually knew what they were doing. And it doesn't also mean that the person going to therapy actually wanted to change. Maybe they just wanted to say, I got therapy so they can manipulate you.
Like, I directly relate to this guy. Because I cheated on my first girlfriend when I was in high school. I do air quotes because, like, I didn't meet up with anybody. But, like, it was like, I classify it as cheating. And I used to lie to people about it. Because I still had so much guilt and shame. But I think lying about it means you haven't dealt with it. Or is there a place and time to lie about it?
Well, here's the thing.
First date,
You were 16. Have you cheated since?
I was 21, and I have not.
Okay. And you're 29 now.
Yeah.
And you haven't since.
No.
You've had relationships since then.
Yeah.
And you haven't since. So at 21, you did something that felt wrong to you. You changed your level of integrity. You're a different person now.
Yeah.
So again, you don't have to answer an unasked question. But know why you did it. Know how you changed and be able to give that information.
19-year-old male. How do I initiate without making them feel uncomfortable or making things awkward?
Let her initiate. Let her initiate touch. Let her initiate the level of intimacy. So respond. So she reaches out to hold your hand. You're welcome to reach out to grab her hand when you want to. She comes up behind you, puts her arms around your waist, and lays her head against your back. You're welcome to go behind her and put your arms around her waist. So follow her lead.
What if, for example, I'm waiting for somebody to initiate with me, but it never happens, and I'm getting, like...
Well, if it doesn't happen, it's because she doesn't like you.
But what if she's just like a shy, nervous person who also wants to...
Okay.
When I was like 20 and I didn't know how to initiate, I would just straight up tell girls like, hey, I really want to kiss you,
Yes.
but I don't want to overstep any boundaries,
Don't, just that part. Just, I really want to kiss you.
and just see what
And
happens.
just see what happens.
Okay. Next question. My boyfriend won't hard launch me on Instagram. Is this a problem?
If he is on social media, posting on social media, anything but you, major red flag.
Really?
Massive. Because you're the one thing he doesn't want to disclose. And why is that? Because he's got bitches in the DMs.
What about a girl who won't post you? What if my girlfriend wouldn't post me? Is that a red flag?
What's the reason?
What if she doesn't want to fuck up the vibe of her feed? She doesn't want to fuck up the aesthetic.
Because she has a business.
No, she's just like 800 followers.
If it's just image, why are you not part of her image? She could dress you up, look cute beside you. Click, image,
True.
aesthetic, right?
Yeah. So, I've been dating my girlfriend for nearly 2 years now, but I've slowly started to lose my love for her as of a year ago. It was due to a couple things, but mainly her sudden gain of weight, which I tried to get over. I spent a year trying to convince myself it's okay, but it's got to the point where I'm embarrassed to go out with her in public. I don't want her to change herself because of me, and I should just accept her for who she is. But the difficulty is increasing. Just like her weight. I had it the last part.
I'm kind of putting on my analytical hat, and I'm wondering, why did she gain weight? And did it change her personality? And I can see, like, the shift in personality, in addition to the weight gain, can be why he's losing attraction. I wonder if she had the same personality, if he would still be attracted to her.
I agree with, like, if I was dating somebody and they drastically changed the way that they look over the course of X amount of time, Or maybe stop buying Cheetos. I don't know.
I mean, it's also like a slow kind of, it's a slow thing that happens too. Like gaining weight is like, you're not going to gain 100 pounds in a month. So you can notice a change in your eating habits and you can say, babe, are you okay? Like, I noticed you're eating more junk food lately. Like, are you okay? Are you?
Yeah.
Because sometimes people will medicate with junk food.
It's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope. Yeah.
Okay.
But I would ride and die my man. I'm 18 years with him. And he's such an outstanding human being. I've watched him be so incredible for 18 years. He has my admiration. So if he was in a bed needing to be spoon fed, I'm like, here you go, baby.
Yeah.
Because he's earned that from me.
I feel like me and a lot of viewers can't relate. 34-year-old female who has 3 children and has been married for 10 years. My husband doesn't like kissing. Our intimate sessions are very straightforward and hardly any foreplay. I love kissing. I try and he does it very awkwardly, like he isn't enjoying it.
Oh my God. I mean, that's something that probably was from the beginning.
Unless he was, maybe, I've, at the beginning of relationships, faked it.
Oof, but still, no.
I love kissing, but I faked other things and then slowly tapered them out.
Okay. But kissing is such a big deal, though, because it's such a minimal level of intimacy in a relationship. You know what differentiates my relationship with you versus my husband on a day-to-day basis? I make out with this one a couple times a day.
I feel like it's such a, like your wife of 10 years wants to kiss you. Like, just fucking kiss her, bro. What are you doing?
He doesn't want to. He doesn't like it.
I think it also, but what does he not like about it? Does he have a phobia? Or is it just like he's lazy?
Does she like wet and sloppy kisses and he doesn't? Does she instantly jam the tongue in his mouth and he doesn't like that?
Maybe.
Is he not communicating about his style? This is why, because I'm going to ask you, hey Derek, what's your kissing style? Do you like wet and sloppy?
Yes.
You're like tongue all over?
Gradual increase.
Oh, so it just starts with the lips and then
Yeah,
when it's
yeah.
passionate, it gets more tonguey?
Yeah.
That's a good style, right? For me, compatible with me, okay? That's noted.
Yeah.
So like when we, but like wet and sloppy though, like I'm serious. Like, are you anti-wet and sloppy or do you love wet and sloppy? Because tongue can be like just tongue without sloppy.
I need some slop.
You need some slop?
Yeah.
Oh, we're not compatible.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, not gonna work.
Maybe we shouldn't get married and have 3 kids.
23-year-old female. I can't stop cheating.
We are in a long distance relationship, and when I'm lonely, I just eat and cheat. Why am I so fucked up? Please help me. At the same time, I really like him, so I can't break up with him. We've been together for 4 years.
So I wonder if she has an escalation of commitment. Like she says, I really like him, but how much do you like him if you're betraying him?
That's the thing. It's like, do you really like him or do you just...
Like the idea of him.
It's like, if you really love this person, you say, yo, I've been fucking other dudes for 4 years.
No, you wouldn't be. And you wouldn't be putting yourself at risk to getting an STI that you might not even know and give to him. That's not love.
But they're long distance though.
She needs somebody local, obviously. Obviously, or she's hypersexualized in some way, shape, or form. I can't diagnose her. And she needs variety, and having a long distance relationship works for her because she has a sense of stability and she can get variety.
Oh, best of both worlds. Hannah Montana.
Yes.
I want to know more about my girlfriend. She has a traumatic past, and I don't know how to talk to her about these things without getting my own emotions in the way.
Okay.
I want to know her completely. I want her to feel loved and accepted for everything she's been through. I get too pushy about things and it shuts her down.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know how to communicate with respect and support, but it seems impossible at times. I feel like she hasn't completely dealt with a lot of what she's been through, since she shrugs it all off as, I'm fine. But she rarely opens up to me about anything. I need advice.
Why are you trauma digging? Why are you so obsessed with trauma that you need to go dig for it? Is she displaying some character traits, personality traits that indicate a traumatic past and it's pushing you away and you're trying to break through that and show understanding and support and empathy? Or is she actually fine, but you're like, no, I need to go trauma dig. So if he's trauma digging, that's a massive red flag. Like it sounds narcissistic. It sounds like somebody wants dirt that they can maybe later throw at you.
Is there no world where somebody just wants to know more?
Somebody who respects you listens to what you say. When you say, I'm okay, if they respect you, they drop it. This sounds disrespectful.
Because I've been in relationships before where like, maybe this is how I resonate with this guy, where like, clearly there's behavioral patterns that need to be addressed.
Right.
That aren't. So I'm in there trying to like, let's figure this shit out so we can, fix this shit. But I guess to a certain extent it is selfish. Like, because I do want you to figure your shit out, but I want you to figure your shit out so that I can relax.
Now, if you're pushing for them to open up and they don't want to, you have to acknowledge that they're not interested in being a different person with you. So you have to accept them for what they're showing you and make an informed decision. Is this okay for me to be around? Is this taking me down? Is this stealing my energy? Is this putting me in negative moods and then I have to readjust myself to get myself back? You can't help people who don't want to help themselves.
I wasn't ready.
All right. That's good.
Did you? Oh, so by the way, you know what's really cute is I'll be like doing my live streams and
Yeah.
people come on, they're like, "Oh my God, are you the I've been with